12 media, at least most of them, tend to believe that Sam Ehlinger is a better candidate for all Big 12 preseason quarterback than Jalen Hurts. I actually had a buddy of mine that covers the state of Texas, right? He does Cowboys, he does Big 12 stuff, he does NBA stuff, and he was like, am I crazy? Because I put Jalen Hurts down as my all Big 12 preseason quarterback. Did you? I was like, yeah, you know I did, but putting it down is an opinion. What do you have to support that opinion? Well, I got a guy with half as many losses in his career to his name than Sam Ehlinger had all of last season. And if you're contending that the reason that you put Hard G there instead of Jalen Hurts is because he actually played in the Big 12 last year, one, that's laughable. Because Brendan Buki Radley-Hiles was named the newcomer of the year last year, and he hadn't played a snap of college football. Okay? Two, everybody can make a really good argument as to, Brock Purdy might be the second best quarterback in this entire league. And that's another guy that you could absolutely give the moniker to. If Alan Bowman is able to keep up the kind of season he had, that's another guy you could put ahead of Hard G. And if you want to give an offensive award or award a guy the status of being the best quarterback in the Big 12, maybe pick a dude who absolutely has better stats than Jalen Hurts. Because you can't say that either. I mean, I did this segment last week, man, and I feel like I'm going to have to keep doing it for the rest of the season. And you're going to get to see it played out. OU Texas is every year. Thank goodness for that. And now with the round robin and the championship game, you have an opportunity to have that game twice in 1 year. And that's what happened last year. And you saw that Texas took a hat. Congratulations on getting a hat. I got a hat at home. OU took home the Big 12 championship. Oh. And you got this annual tradition in the Big 12 where Big 12 teams hand Oklahoma the Big 12 championship. And then Lincoln Riley goes and gets the only friggin' quarterback in this conference to win a national championship to be his quarterback. And yet, Big 12 media is putting Sam Ehlinger on the pedestal. They also put Kenneth Murray Jr. on the pedestal. And I've done this, but I will continue to do it. OU fans would tell you straight up and down the best defensive player on that team this year is not Kenneth Murray Jr., and they would tell you the best player on that team last year was not Kenneth Murray Jr. This year, most folks would have probably picked Trey Brown because of how he played to finish out the season, notably the big safety over to Hard G to help secure a Big 12 championship. Trying to right, go please. Yes, Trey Brown. No.
With the Hard G.
Put him on his back. Put him on his bootay. And then we got that great clip of Ruffin McNeil looking just like, I knew this was going to happen. I called the blitz. Wait, what are y'all laughing about? Next snap. But that's a dude that showed up to play and tried to take away the best wide receiver on every Big 12 defense. And this is a league where you can make a really good argument that the quarterback play is only as good as the wide receiver play. And Colin Johnson, while getting a stay-in-school grade when wanting to go early in the NFL draft, was good. Hakeem Butler last year was going to play with Arizona, and Kyler Murray was good. Tylan Wallace should have won the Biletnikoff Award. Hollywood Brown went in the first round. We got wide receivers in this league. TJ Vasher, Antoine Wesley last year. I mean, I can keep going down the list because it's just that deep. But on the other side, you're going to go, I don't know, man. Curtis Bolton was a better linebacker than Kenneth Murray Jr., even as I am the biggest Kenneth Murray truther of anybody in existence. I think the dude can absolutely play. He's my favorite at that position right now. One, Lincoln Riley seems to support that idea because he's bringing him and Neville Gallimore to Big 12 media days. Two, we got to see Levi Draper come on with the come on. That's a dude with all the talent, and I think this might be the year as they got to change in not just defensive coordinator but linebackers coach, and you got some eyes that are from the state of Oklahoma that are going to be watching the Oklahoma kids. And you got Brian Meade over there who's also pushing. And most people will tell you the guy turning up in practice, the guy that is impressing everybody, the guy that everybody agrees is the best instinctual linebacker on the depth charts, Deshaun White. So you got guys that can play, because if you got a problem with Kenneth Murray Jr., and making an argument that he might not be the best linebacker, that means your linebacking core better be really, really good. But the argument is, Kenneth Murray Jr. had 155 tackles last year, and that's why he got the award. It's a stat, right? I voted for him, but I didn't vote for him just for the 155 because he was in on every play. But the solo tackles, he had just 47, right? And this is a guy that people watching the film will tell you, hey, he's late diagnosing the play. He's chasing down every play, but if he was better about diagnosing the play, he'd have more tackles for loss. He'd stop plays in their tracks, and he'd be better about recovering on run-pass option plays, which is a really tricky thing. And I was actually talking with Eric G. of Pat Jones' show earlier about this because, we're doing this thing where we're bouncing ideas off of each other and we're producing our shows. And if you're watching Kenneth Murray Jr. and you see him go at that run-pass option, you know that he's right every single time. Because a run-pass option is just that. It's a run play where the quarterback makes a change on the fly about whether or not that run play is a pass play because wide receivers are still going out in routes and the offensive linemen are still blocking it like a run play. And everybody kind of picks it up as they're putting it down. But if he goes and stops the run, that's his job. That is the job of all defensive players. Your first job is to stop the run. Even cornerbacks and safeties. Everybody is looking to stop the run. Safeties get caught cheating up because they want to stop the run, right? Nobody's backpedaling off the snap unless that is their job, right? If you're running two-man under, your safeties are backpedaling off the snap, but they still have their eyes in the backfield because that's where the play originates, okay? You're watching high-hat, low-hat. It's fundamental sound football. And fundamental sound football means Kenneth Murray Jr. needs to come downhill and make a tackle, but quarterback pulls that ball out of the gut of a running back, and all of a sudden Kenneth Murray is caught in no man's land while he has to get away and he has to get back and take away the tight end or take away the crossing route or take away the dig. It's the thing of a superhero to be able to do those things. And Curtis Bolton was able to do them last year. And that's what you're trying to recruit to Oklahoma. That's what you're trying to recruit to defense. And to put a bow on that, Brew McCoy was called an athlete in recruiting because he was recruited on defense by one team, Alabama. Nick Saban went to one of the best wide receivers in high school football last year and said, hey, I really think you could be the man at outside linebacker. Brew wants to be a wide receiver. Flipped Drew Sanders away from Oklahoma where he was going to play some tight end, some H-back. And you know what he said? I want you to play some linebacker at Alabama because you need superheroes on your defense because we already know that the game is tilted heavily toward the offense. Just take these two things into account. The offense knows the snap count, and the offense knows what they're running. They don't have to know what you're running. It's a math problem now. I just got to throw it where you're not. That's the basis of the air raid as a system, and one of the reasons Lincoln Riley's been so good at it. He makes it real simple. Hey, look, that patch of grass over there is going to be open. Throw it to that patch of grass. Wide receiver will be there. And we'll run that no huddle up and down the field. Take what the defense gives you. Because if you're able to take what the defense gives you, you should beat the defense every bit of the time. It's like baseball in that pitchers know what they're throwing, and a good hitter hits the ball into play, like reaches base when he puts the bat on the ball. 30% of the time. 30%. Everybody would fail if 30% was the ideal. Right? We would all get an F in school because 30% ain't getting it done. So for having a defense that is good, you have to have absolute monsters, hitters, hunters on your defense, and then you got to have a defensive coordinator that knows what the hell to call. All right? Because the job is simple as a coach. Put my players in the best position to succeed. And if you didn't do that, you suck at your job. So while Alex Grinch is catching hell, and kind of should, for telling people that he's recruiting, hey, I don't have any NFL talent on this roster, okay, we're going to see if we got some Big 12 talent at Alex Grinch. You were brought here to do a job, and you think that there's a way to beat up on Big 12 offenses that, frankly, have been beating up on everybody but Gary Patterson and John Heacock. Can you call defense with them? Can you coach defense from them? Because it's one thing to say, I'm putting it all on the kids. That ain't fair. That ain't fair. Your job is to coach them up. Coach them up. They came to play. They know what sooner across their chest means. They know what it stands for. And they didn't come here to sit the bench. They want to get to the NFL. They want to turn this into a professional career. They want to make millions of dollars playing this sport that they love. Coach them up. Yeah, you can coach them hard, fine. But whatever you do, it better get results.